Today we're in Glasgow and we're going to go spend a bit of time with James Porter and Son. They're a Grand Seiko AD and they have a new limited edition Grand Seiko, which I don't think has been launched yet. Welcome to Bark and Jack, I'm Adrian, and today I want to show you a watch which is really quite striking, and I don't quite understand the whole execution. I think something's gone wrong with the execution of rolling out this watch. It's been leaked, the watch itself has been leaked, it's in AD, he's been not allowed to buy it until November technically, that's what Grand Seiko is saying. But then it's on grandseiko.com, so it's kind of, I don't know what's happened, but it's a very, very interesting Grand Seiko. Before we get into it, if you want to support the channel, just hit that subscribe button down there. I also sell straps. I have NATO straps and leather straps over at barkandjack.shop. This isn't really going to be a review of this watch because I've only really spent about an hour and a half with the watch. So it's kind of just an introduction. I just want to show you the watch. And I have a hunch that this thing is, if it hasn't sold out already, it's going to sell out very, very quickly. And then it's just going to kind of disappear into the watch world. You might have seen Houdinki talk about Grand Seiko's Four Seasons collection that's been launched, and that is solely for the US market. It's limited distribution just through the US, but it's not limited edition. The production line isn't limited for these things. However, the watch I'm going to show you is limited edition. There's only going to be 900 pieces of this, and you can only get them from the top tier of the Grand Seiko ADs. This is the SBGH269. We all know Grand Seiko love a story and they love connecting their watches to nature, and typically about things that they can see through the windows from their factory. This watch is exactly the same, and this is what Grand Seiko has to say about it. A deep red dial that reflects the reds of autumn in the forests of Japan. A special dial that expresses the colors of autumn leaves in Japan. The vertical dial patterns are in the image of traditional Japanese wooden floors that reflect the foliage of red leaves. The interaction of the dial colors produce a Japanese seasonal tradition. When it comes to the case and the bracelet, it's pretty much standard Grand Seiko procedure going on here. You have the stunning Zaratsu polishing going on in the right areas around the case, and it is a 39mm case. If you take away the dial, then there isn't too much special going on here. But that's kind of the point, is that the case is plain to nicely frame. It is all about the dial. It is really hard to capture this dial. The light just plays with it in so many different ways, and it is one of those things that you do have to just experience in real life. And although the dial is technically just flat, it has so much depth to it. The red in certain areas, you can see, it just really goes so deep, and there is an earthy tone to this red. As Grand Seiko say, the dial has been brushed in a certain way that does resemble Japanese style floorboards, which doesn't sound overly sexy, but it is really very cool. Flip it over and through the display case back, you'll see the watch has another cool feature. Not only is the rotor green, but it is also titanium. Grand Seiko say, the titanium made oscillating weight, which has been anodized to a blue-green color, exhibits the shades of green leaves that have not yet been dyed red, allowing the seasonal shifts to be felt along with the deep red dial. The SBGH269 is powered by Grand Seiko's high beat movement, and the high beat alludes to the fact that it beats at a higher rate than a typical watch. The typical watch beats around 28,000 beats per hour. This high beat beats at 36,000 beats per hour, and the sweep is smoother for this higher beat, and it's not as smooth as a spring drive because that's just continuous, but it is smoother than the traditional mechanical watch. The caliber inside it is a Highbeat 9S85. It's an automatic movement, has a power reserve of 55 hours, which is fair, and an accuracy of +5 to -3 seconds a day. Now, there really aren't many of these things around. This limited edition to 900 is global, so that there are very, very few of these around. And it's going to be even harder to find these as well, because only a few ADs are allowed to sell them. And although Grand Seiko have officially said that these aren't to be sold until November, I really wouldn't be surprised if they've all gone already. I don't know the story behind this watch, why it's just on its own compared to the US market, which has all 4 seasons. But then I'm going to an event, a Grand Seiko Houdinki event on Monday in London, and it'd be quite cool if they were to then launch the other 3 watches to make it the 4 seasons. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on this, and maybe you've seen this at one of your ADs as well. It is one of those things that you do need to see in real life, but I kind of guess that very, very few people are going to see it. It's going to be one of those watches that the Grand Seiko fanboys are going to be obsessed about, because there's going to be so few of these. It's going to be so hard to get hold of these things. And it's going to be one of those things that just gets sucked into the watch world and kind of disappears so far as seeing it in real life, but then people are going to be able to see it on Instagram and stuff like this. It's kind of going to become, I imagine it's going to become a bit of a myth of a watch, especially if it is just the solo watch on its own. It's quite an interesting one. A big thanks to James Porter & Sons for allowing me to get hands-on with this piece and make this video and kind of share it with you guys. And as a way of thanks, just go give them a follow on Instagram, just at James Porter & Sons. One of my mates has actually just joined James Porter & Sons, and he's an incredible photographer, so it's not kind of your normal watch shop Instagram account. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of this thing. It is a really, really interesting piece. It will be one of those things that just disappears if it hasn't sold out already. And depending on what happens on Monday, I'll probably make a video around that Houtinki Grand Seiko event as well. And anyway, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button down there. Jump over to barkandjack.com so you can see high-res images of this thing. And I posted an article about a Mont Blanc watch with a stunning salmon dial as well. Jump over to barkandjack.shop if you want to check out our straps, and check me out on Instagram at barkandjack. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.